Sure, in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. D. Killer told him a different name, Mad On Guard, perhaps. This is outrageous. I was deceived. Is he? Well, which one's the lie? What he told you or what he's telling us? Gurk. Shelly D. Killer, I'm gonna break you. My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Mad On Guard, am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure... Why is the text still in green? That is making me uncomfortable. Help procure his acquittal. Because he didn't do it. And that's your end of the bargain. All of a sudden it feels like we can actually win this. I know. The question is, do we want to? The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided the suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is the possibility the defendant himself knew it was fake. But most definitive of all, we've heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Something about all this just isn't right, though. Mr. D. Killer's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all. But the defendant is an asshole! All this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Master Mad On Guard is innocent. See, in all the other cases, Edgeworth is right on the brink of winning, and then at the last second, you know, either he saves us or we end up winning in return. And now it's like Edgeworth is the one who's losing the entire case all the way through. And, like, I think he's going to end up winning at the last second with some ass pull. I don't really mean an ass pull in a negative way. I just love the term ass pull. I'm sorry. I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict. Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately. What now? With the way this is going, On Guard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. So now... Wait a second. Okay, we wanted to win this case to save Maya, but now it's like... we have to lose the case? To get... No. I'm getting confused. And On Guard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this? Oh, jeez. Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley Killer is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. That testimony just now, it was all one big lie. Miss Andrews, the suicide note may have been fake. But that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me. It was a horrible, horrible lie. Man. But Mr. D. Killer himself has testified. He's named you as his client. Ugh. That's not true. God, how must that feel? To get accused of something you know you didn't do. Especially in front of, like, a bunch of people, like, in a court of law. I mean, dear God. I don't even know what I would do. I would be scared beyond all belief, but I would also be angry as hell. Mr. Wright. Oh, jeez. You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story, who the real killer is. I mean, the killer is the killer. So why don't we just... We need to just go find him and put him out of his misery. Final words or opinions. Dear God, now this must be it. This must be it. I know I've said that like 4 times now. Like, oh, this is the point where it diverges. This is the point where I have to make the decision. I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? Request the verdict and save Maya. I mean, this almost seems like... Okay, what I'm gathering from this is that request the verdict is the bad ending. I think that they're... Oh, but that seems too obvious that they're trying to trick you as the thing. I think they want the player to think that he's being tricked, and therefore they'll go with the other one. And by the player being tricked, I mean the player requesting that the trial continue because they think that requesting the verdict was too easy. But then it's going to turn out, well, we could play reverse psychology all day long. But I'm telling you, if I request the verdict, I don't know, man. It's like they just keep dangling that carrot in front of your face. Like, here, you can save Maya. You can save Maya now. You can save Maya. Here, do it. Save Maya. Get off the hook and save Maya. And, so, I mean, I've put it off for this long. I might as well just see how much further I can take it, I guess. That's the only thing that really makes sense. Yeah. So, Mia, you have every reason in the world to hate me right now, girlfriend. But, you know as well as I do, it's the right thing to do. Given the... Well, I don't know about given the present circumstances, but... But damn, I mean, The Phoenix has been there, though. He knows. I mean, he was accused of stealing the lunch money. And all those kids were pointing at him saying, you did it, you did it. Yet he knew he didn't. But there was nothing he could do about it, you know? Not until Edgeworth himself actually stood up for him. That's, you know, and how could you, knowing how that feels, willfully subject someone else to that? Especially in a position that holds as much power as that which I'm in right now. That which Phoenix is in, I should say. Couldn't do it. Yeah, I know. Huh. You do? Oh my gosh. Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
That was really weird. It was kind of... I mean, it was cool, though. It was like... Oof. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? But... You've won! Just take it, he says. The witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see through this witness's lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm a social justice warrior. Oh, I'm just kidding. But I do believe in justice. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur. I wouldn't go so far as to pull out the N word or the M word just yet. Can't believe I accidentally said the N word. I totally did. Mr. Edgeworth, please reestablish connection with Mr. D. Killer. Right away, Your Honor. Has a verdict been reached? No! Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for? Well, Actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. That is how things are usually done. Okay. But what shall we have him testify about now? Give us your top secret banana pancakes recipe. Okay. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? Burp. I'm trying to hold back this burp, man. It's nasty. About my client, part 2. Alright, it's time to pull a contradiction fest here. It's a contradiction fest. Yes. As I've already stated quite a few times, Adrian Anders is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. She took the card. My client did it to frame another. I don't think that's what she had in mind when she took the card. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you know what? If she did hire him... See, the thing is, he leaves the card everywhere that he goes as insurance. But does he tell the clients about the card? Because if he did tell her about the card and she took it anyway, then we'd have a problem. But if she didn't know what the card meant... Anyway... But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. Oh, boy. He says. This is a most unexpected turn of events for the, 5th time now? However, this time, everything has finally been revealed. Just a second, Your Honor. Did you spot something? We still have the cross-examination to do. But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright? You can let Edgeworth cross-examine if you want. Yeah. I know. Then I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose. Yup. I don't understand what's going on anymore. That makes 2 of us. I know, because he's got Maya. They've got to find his ass. What would have happened if I had requested the verdict, then? Are there, like, different points throughout this? To where you can get the bad ending? Like, maybe 3 or 4 different points? Because there have been 3 or 4 different points now where I've thought to myself that this is going to mess it up if I... Anyway, as I've already stated quite a few times, Adrian Anders is my client. What is it, Mr. Wright? If I press him the wrong way, I might raise suspicions on his end. But I have to do something to waste more time. No witness about requesting a hit. Yes. I'd like to request one on somebody. Oh, God, he's really asking, how much is your fee? I see you were also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney. Dude! You know it. If you'd like to talk business, we can do so after the trial. You think I would have requested... You think I would do that in front of all these people? No, I'm not thinking of hiring Mr. Wright. Yes? You want to kill me. You want me dead, don't you? Because you saw me in your dream. Guilty, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you are... This is just comedy, isn't it? Okay, thank God. Alright, so she tampered with the scene of the crime. Let's hear about it. What do you know about that? I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill. If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job now, would I? I guess he's right. Yeah, maybe. However, I will say this. Even though I am the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party. Yes, they are. That goes without saying, Mr. D-Killer. And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought that they could run away from their guilt. So your client did it to frame another for the crime. Yes, yes, she did. Are you talking about the button and the knife? Yes, I believe he is. And my business card, by the way. So that no one has to waste their time, including the police, I always make it a point to make things as easy as possible. My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service. Yup. But to disregard everything, to go and stab the deceased with a knife, and even hide my card from sight, that is something I cannot overlook. So it's really weird because, like, it's like he's mad about the fact that she took the credit away from him and tried to pin it on someone else. So, I mean, you have to be pretty certain you're not going to get caught to be angry about a thing like that. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Wait, let me... Yeah, okay. Because that's all like one sentence, and I'm pressing the first half of it. So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing? That is correct. Well, why would they want to mess it up, you know? Usually most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest you plan for your alibi, too. No, I already told you. I have no intention of ever using your services. Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial here? How am I still alive through all? I only got like a little bit of health left in that bar up there. And through this entire thing, I've been watching that. Adrian Andrews already knew that from the very beginning. Did she know? I can't even remember what we ended up establishing there. We did establish that she already knew he was dead. Yeah, because she did this stuff with a knife, whatever. That's odd. What's oddish? But even more appalling is the... Okay, they were pointing towards this statement as being the one that's off. But we'll get back to that later. Even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. Did we tell him about the knife and button? So why do you think your client did that? What do you mean by why? You can't grasp the concept of why. Well, fiddling around at the scene of the crime is pretty risky, and why would someone who has requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway? Well, they wanted the gratification of seeing the dead body, or maybe to make sure that he really did it. Of course, that's part of the code of trust, though. You trust that they did it. You still want the gratification of seeing that dead body, though, don't you? I'm starting to sound like a pretty bad person myself here. I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. Onyard. Yup, if that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it? That you do it. Oh. Sadly, that is not possible. I don't do framing. Framing is against his morals, you know? My job is to kill, that is all. Yeah. The business card is so my clients escape blame. To protect them is my duty. To catch them is my thing. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. We've seen that already. Oh wait, no we haven't? Okay. Well, that pretty much just sums up what he was just talking about. That's all you have to testify? Yes, and I pray that it will not be testified further. Again, doesn't you plan to continue? I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the fourth. What? Dude, oh my god, that would be like a totally awesome spin-off. Phoenix Wright, local assassin. Excuse me? No, I'm fine, really. Are you really now? I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now. What are you going to do now, Phoenix? All I can do now is expose the lies. That's true, however you realize that would be very bad for our client, right? So, yeah, you remind me of that every 2 seconds. Okay, I knew there was something weird about this statement. They were hinting at it for a while here. Or, well, from the beginning, as he's saying. What he says right here, he says she knew he was dead before she even visited the room. That's what he's saying. That's why they were saying it was odd. Because up until now, we thought that she went into the room and was surprised by his death. But if she went in there already knowing that he was dead... So what doesn't jive with that is what we're trying to figure out. Let me get back to that statement. So if she went into the room already knowing that he was dead, what wouldn't make sense about that? So, well, what did she do when she went in the room? She opened the guitar case. She stuck the knife in, which, you know, she brought the knife with her. So that makes sense for her already knowing that he was in the room. She wouldn't have had to go back for the knife or anything like that. Well. And she took the button. Oh, and she put the wine glass down too. Wait a second. If she had planned to go into the room, she wouldn't have left the fingerprints on the glass. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. D-Killer. Straight mouth. What is the meaning of that attitude? Oh, you're telling me. So when Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Carita had been murdered. But how do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. That was kind of tricky, actually.